Hello, welcome to day 3. Today's practice is a yin yoga practice. And as far as props, if you have a bolster, have your bolster nearby or a blanket will be fine. And you may find blocks to be helpful as well. All right, so let's get started in a seated position, Sukhasana with the legs crossed. Maybe you start with your legs crossed the more unusual way, or the way that you normally wouldn't. All right, and we're just going to start with some neck releases. All right, so we're here just for a few breaths. So on an inhale, extend up. On the exhale, allow your right ear to fall toward the right shoulder. Roll your head back to send your chin up just a bit. And if it feels right, extend your left arm out, your fingertips down to the mat. Being mindful not to send your whole body over toward the right, but only your neck, just your neck here. On this nice stretch along the left side, maybe a little along the front of the left. Just easing our way into our practice. Now go ahead and shift your chin so that is pointed down, more down toward your right hip, so that you're feeling the stretch now more towards the back of the neck. And on an inhale, go ahead and begin to bring your neck back up to neutral. And we'll take this on the other side. So send your left ear down toward the left shoulder, tilting the head back a bit to send the chin up. Extending your right arm if you feel like you need to. Just slow, steady breaths. And go ahead and begin to send your chin down toward the left hip. And on an inhale, go ahead and make your way back to neutral. And from here, we will find a butterfly forward fold. So bring the soles of the feet to touch. All right, if this is too intense, you can bring your blocks under each knee for support. So on an inhale, extend up through the spine. And on an exhale, go ahead and fold forward, allowing your spine to round. Sending your chin kind of down toward the chest. You can definitely bring your block here to rest your forehead on if you like, totally up to you. Or you can allow yourself to kind of hang heavy. Today we'll be holding poses for about 2 minutes each. And if this is your first time taking a yin yoga class, yin yoga is such an amazing practice. It's a practice that's designed to stretch the connective tissue that's under the muscle, the tissue that kind of connects the muscle to the bone. And it's also really good for your joints. It really gets into your joints, really good. And it allows for a lot of introspection. So during the practice, we hold the poses today for 2 minutes each. And that gives you an opportunity to focus on your breath, to also kind of explore what's going on internally, and just have a moment to just slow down take a breath and just focus on nourishing your body, nourishing your muscles, under your muscles, nourishing those connective tissues and those joints, and taking care of yourself. So if you have never did a yin yoga class before, just take your time and just enjoy the moment, okay? Now, using your palms, slowly press into the mat to unroll yourself up. And from here, we're going to take our head to knee pose. So extending the left leg out. Bring the sole of the right foot to touch the inner right thigh. Shift your torso so that you're facing that left knee. On an inhale, extend up through the spine, and exhale. Go ahead and take your forward fold, allowing your spine to round, either allowing your head to hang heavy here or bringing your block once again to rest your forehead on. Using the palms of your hands, press into the mat to slowly unroll. And from here, we're going to take a half wild thing. So bringing your right hand to the mat or to the floor behind you. On an inhale, we're going to come up onto the right knee. Sorry about that. And extend up and back, taking a slight back bend. Stretching out here. And on an exhale, bringing your hips back down to the mat. And we will take this to the other side. So extending the right leg out this time. Shifting your torso toward the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. And using your palms to press into the mat, slowly unroll. We'll find our half wild thing pose. So bringing your left hand to the mat, floor, whatever, behind you. Inhale, pressing up. Breathing. Oh, and on an exhale, bringing your hips back down to the mat. And from here, we will find our deer pose. So bring your right leg so that your shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Knee in line with your hip. And knee in line with hip on the left leg as well, with your shin parallel to the long edge of the mat. All right, so from here, we're going to be taking a forward fold. So extending up, and on exhale, folding forward. And you can come forward to your own degree as far as you want to. If you want to stay up like this, that's fine. If you want to come down to your elbows, feel free to rest your head on a block if you like. Totally up to you. Slow, steady breathing. Maybe allowing your awareness to just focus on your breath. What the breath feels like as it's moving through your body. Maybe imagining that you can feel your breath going into those areas where you're feeling the most sensation right now, okay? Using your palms. Once again, press yourself up. And we will go ahead and take this to the other side. So you can kind of just shift, adjust your hips, and voila, deer pose. Extending up on an inhale and exhale, take your forward fold to your own degree. And when you're in the poses, feel free to keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. Sometimes if you kind of cut off that one sense of sight, it helps to really be able to focus on what's going on internally, okay? Rather than have your eyes kind of focusing on different things, what's going on around you, what doesn't look right, so feel free to keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And slowly pressing yourself up and shifting out of this pose. We're going to move into a reclined position. Before we do, go ahead and get your bolster. I'm going to use my blanket today. If you're using a blanket, kind of roll it up, okay? So we're going to be coming into like a fish pose is what we call it. And how thick your blanket is and how you roll it up is really going to depend on how intense this feels. So if you have to readjust it or grab a pillow instead, make sure that you do that. But we're going to come back onto the pillow so that our shoulder blades are kind of falling off of the back of the pillow, okay? And bring your arms up overhead. And we're going to be either you can leave your legs extended out while you're in this pose, or you can find butterfly pose with the soles of the feet touching. Totally up to you. Just enjoying this opening through the chest and the shoulders. And if you're in butterfly pose, you feel free to swoop your arms down and to help bring your knees back up if you need to. And we're going to just roll over to one side slightly, enough to remove your bolster or blanket from under your back, okay? I like to roll over to one side and move. All right, and from here we're going to take banana pose. So adjust your hips maybe toward the left side of your mat an inch or so. Extend your feet, walk your feet over toward the right side of your mat. Extend your arms up and over toward the right as well as your chest. Use your right arm to grab onto the left wrist. Being mindful that your hips are still flat on the mat, okay? You may find yourself trying to roll over to the right while you're in this banana shape, but just make sure that your hips are down flat to the mat. Sending your awareness with this sensation that you're feeling along the left side of your body, left side of your torso. And if you want to go even deeper in this pose, feel free to cross your left ankle over your right. It's totally up to you. And let's begin to adjust your feet to center, then your upper body, and then let's adjust the hips so that they're over toward the right this time, about an inch or so. And extending your feet out, go ahead and walk your feet over toward the left. Bring your upper body towards the left, making this banana shape. This time, using your left hand to grab a hold of that right wrist if that feels right. And taking slow, steady breaths. And go ahead and adjust your feet back to center, your upper body and your hips. And on an inhale, draw your knees up. Exhale, allow them to drop over toward the right. Bringing your arms to cactus position with your elbows in line with your shoulders. We're here just for a few breaths. If you find this a bit challenging, especially in trying to leave your left shoulder down to the mat, you can bring a block in between the knees, or you can even bring it under the knees, okay? So on an inhale, go ahead and draw the knees back up. And so on an exhale, allow your knees to drop over toward the left. And on an inhale, bring your knees back up and extend your legs for Shavasana, our final pose. Allow your feet to just kind of fall open however they want. Bring your arms out to each side, tucking your shoulder blades under slightly, palms facing up. If you haven't already, close your eyes or feel free to keep a soft gaze. Just allowing your natural breath to flow here. Just taking a moment to just kind of feel what feels different. To check in to see how is your body feeling right now after this practice. Giving yourself a moment to express gratitude to God for the ability to move and to practice, and for being led to practice. And gratitude to yourself for making the time to do something for yourself. Now, I don't want you to fall asleep here, so if you need to, feel free to remain in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But when you're ready, go ahead and begin to deepen your breath. Make small movements, and then go ahead and begin to slowly turn over and press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Going to find Shavasana, Sukhasana, cross-leg position. So bringing your palms together at your heart center. We'll end this practice with a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. Inhale. I hope that you found this practice to be really beneficial and that it really helps you not just feel good physically, but also mentally to get through your day. But remember, it's not just about today. It's about the benefits that we get to experience in the future. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. I'll see you next time.